Hello, a very good evening to all of you. So, I can see some of the participants they've joined in. Thank you so much for joining in this live. Um, yes, we are just starting. So, before I start and open my video and I start talking about today's topic, those all who've joined, please let me know that if you are teachers, those who are teaching phonics already, or are you parents, a little bit of your questions that what struggle are you facing and what all queries do you have so that I can address you very well in this live. So please type in your names also, the also if you're teaching phonics already, and what are your questions. So we will give 5 more minutes here for the rest of the audience to join in. And let me know if you can hear me. A few answers, those all who can hear me, please. If my sound is audible, just checking the technical things first before I start. Waiting for your answers. Teachers or parents, what age group, what are your main questions, what do you want to learn from this live? Come on, quickly. Student face problem with alternative and long words blending and breaking. Okay, fine, noted. Any further questions? Chaliye, so I'll start with the flow now, and meanwhile, in between, you all can let me know what else would you want me to add here. Okay, I'll turn my video on now. So once I do that, let me know if you can see me. Hello, everybody. So just let me know if I'm now, if you can see me also. Chaliye, so let's start now. Today's session is all about the correct flow of phonics. Right, so correct flow means that from where should we start and how should we go step by step. So let me clear this in beginning only. If you will ask me how to teach this, how to teach that, and how to teach blending, how to teach long sounds, this session is not about it. This session is about the correct flow, the right strategy, the right approach, step by step. How should we move ahead? Okay, so we will be talking mostly about it, because sometimes what I have seen is that mostly, majorly, when it comes to phonics, we begin with letter sounds. Then we teach them a few CVC words, and then we just start making them read some sentences. So we don't know that what kind of sight words to be taught, what kind of approach it should be, what all things we need to teach all together, so that it's like a structured program and we are not leaving any loophole in between. Right, so I just wanted to um, clear that. R control and diphthongs, ma'am. So, all right, fine. So, this session is again about the correct flow of phonics, not about how to teach R control and how to teach diphthong sounds. But yes, let's start, and I'll try to answer the questions that you all have. I would like to share my whiteboard here, and I'll type a few things and then we will discuss. Sorry for I have that bad. All right, so today's session is about flow of phonics. Okay. Now, when I say flow of phonics, it means the step by step approach where you teach phonics step by step. कैसे हम स्टेप बाय स्टेप फोनिक्स को पढ़ाएं, और क्या किसके बाद क्या होना चाहिए, कैसे पढ़ाना है, कैन गिव यू सम tips, but not completely. This session is not about it. So very first thing that you do when you it comes to phonics is, what do you all think that is the very first thing? Let me ask you all, what is the very first thing that you all believe कि हमें ये करना चाहिए सबसे पहले? What is it? A few answers please, quickly, so that we don't have to wait, and we can just have a quick session here. What do you all think that should be the very first thing, and what is the right age from where we should start teaching phonics? A few answers, come on, fast. Even I asked you to write down that what age group are you dealing with, are you parents, are you teachers? I don't see any responses here, because a live session means that if you will write what am I asking you, then only I'll be able to help you. Otherwise, I'm just talking, you're listening, and it's over. So let's keep, because we cannot communicate in a live session unless you don't type your messages here, right? So here I can see that the first thing is letter sounds to be taught, and 3 plus is the age from 2. There's another answer which says age from 2 years, and there's a third answer which says sound of 42 letters. Okay, so first let's talk about the age. I got two answers here, 3 plus and 2 plus. Okay, and few of us are teachers, few of us are parents, parent teacher phonics, teacher of phonics. Okay, great. Chaliye, thank you for answering, and this is how it is going to help me to make this fruitful for all of you, those who have taken out special time and joined this live. Chalo. Okay, so let's talk about the correct age. I got three options here, and one option was 3 years. What if I say, okay, we start with a 2-year-old child? There is a different strategy, and a 3-year-old child, there's a different strategy. All right. So, 2-year-old child definitely cannot read and write. Okay, but a 3-year-old child can also not read and write, but yes, can speak sounds, and from here, some writing part also can be added. Okay, here there is no writing. There is only, so what kind of, if you are starting with a 2-year-old child or a 3-year-old child, let me tell you what is the correct age. Basically, it is 2-year old, 2 or 2.5 years old. But what all will you teach to a 2 or 2.5-year-old child? So the first step is always to teach phonemic awareness. Phonemic awareness. And this is something which has to be taught throughout your phonics course. Not only that, okay, with a 2.5-year-old child, with a 3-year-old child, I have done it, I don't need to do it with further with bigger kids. No, that's a myth. So phonemic, and what is phonemic awareness? Do we know phonemic awareness, or do you want me to explain that what is phonemic awareness? 2-year-old child, we can teach the sounds of, not, the child will not understand the sounds unless you don't work on the phonemic awareness. Yeah, so what is the question that I've asked you? I've asked you about, do we know what is phonemic awareness, or do you need me to, do you want me to explain it in detail? Like, I can explain it, of course. 4 year to 8 year is the age. Okay, I got an explain. All right, fine. Chaliye. Phonemic awareness क्या होता है? Phonemic awareness means the awareness of the sounds around you. Okay, and what are the 4 basic pillars when it comes to any language that a child learns? Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So with phonemic awareness, what do? Is we are working on listening and speaking of a child. Now you tell me, if a child is having poor listening skills, if a child has I mean to say, these days we see speech delays, and we see so many problems with children's speech. So if these two things are missing, would you be able to teach phonics to them? Would you be able to teach reading, writing, sounds, blending everything to them? Absolutely not. So phonemic awareness is something that has to be taught. And what is phonemic awareness? It is the awareness of the sounds around you. Now, not the letters. Awareness of the sounds around you, around anyone. Okay, like sound of rain, sound of any environmental sound of your horns, sound of your knocking door, the door is knocking, sound of animals, sound of birds, sound of vehicles. There are so many sounds around us. Okay, so that awareness, and then if a child can identify these sounds, then a child will, it will have good listening skills. And when you will say that A says the child will listen to it, would understand, because the child has good listening skills. And there are many other activities in phonemic awareness that we do it alongside our phonics course. बहुत सारी activities हैं जो हम करवाते हैं, like onset and rhyme, alliteration, and there are many more. So about them I cover them in my phonics training completely, entirely. And here we are just understanding the crux of it. So that is what is phonemic awareness, which can be done, which can be started with a 2-year-old child and carried forward up till any age. You can say 10 years or 12 years, क्योंकि एक 10 से 12 ईयर तक का बच्चा फोनिक्स कोर्स में enrolled रह सकता है up till the advanced level. So the first step is phonemic awareness and not the letter sounds. Okay, so you cannot straight away start. You have to do for certain activities, and these phonemic awareness activities can be the first 10 minutes of your phonics class. Right? Okay, I'm going to play some sounds and you identify whether it is the sound of a lion or a cat or what. And then you move to your phonics lesson, the sound of the letter that you have to do that day. So simultaneously also this can be done. But yes, if a child is very small, 2-year-old child, then you all can keep at least 12 classes, 10 classes where you can work on phonemic awareness of the child and keep it side by side. Keep doing it. Then if this is phonemic awareness is the first step, then the second step would be, what would be the second step? The second step is now the letter sounds. Okay, now then you have to teach letter sounds, but also like plus letter names. Okay, because we are going to teach them how to read, and letters, they have sounds, they have their names also, so they should know both. It's not that they should only know the sounds and not the names, not the sounds. Of course sounds are important when they blend, and then only they can read it. ठीक है, तो ये चीजें दोनों साथ साथ करानी है. Like for example, if it is letter L, she'll say, hello, let's meet letter L. And do you know that letter L has a sound, like the sound of rain is there, like the sound of horn is there. So letter L also has a sound, and its sound is L. L says L. This is how you have to take the name and the sound together. Now this doesn't it like someone was typing here, no, that 42 sounds or all. That is your choice, whether you follow whatever approach, whether you are teaching letters in LTI sequence or you are teaching letters in SAT, that Jollyphonics sequence. Okay, that is your choice. I will not say anything about it here. Again, whatever is whatever I prefer or we prefer, it get set go, that is something else, and we follow a completely different approach than at least this one, because somehow we are not very convinced. Plus now what letters, 42 sounds if you're teaching, so keep it like this. Plus here what else, if you are teaching letter sounds plus letter names, and what is the age group? We are doing age group of 3 years here. All right, a 3-year-old child is there, and so here the child also has to recognize the lowercase. Plus recognition of, you can make your notes side by side. Whatever you hear will go away. Whatever you have in written form is going to help you later, so that you can again scroll the pages and you can revise it anytime. So this is what I would suggest you all. Recognition of lowercase. ठीक है, तो लोअर केस का recognition. I'm not asking about writing. Okay, writing we can continue with the capital letters, or you can try tracing of lowercase letters can be given. No, we should not actually focus more on writing here, although it should be done. But sometimes what happens is we are too much into writing. हम इतना ज़्यादा writing में घुस जाते हैं, but we do not realize that this is the fourth step of the sequence. Okay, so it's fine if child is only tracing or not able to write in the lines or not able to make correct formations. That can be worked upon slowly. But we should focus more on their listening, their speaking, and their reading. Reading here means they should be able to know the letter sound and to be able to recognize uppercase, lowercase, both the letters. Right? So this is the second step. And here, if you are following this SAT wala approach, SATIPN approach, okay. So here only we can start a little blending as well. Plus blending of 2 3 letter words. ठीक है, यहीं पे हमें थोड़ा सा we can start teaching them blending. And if you're following the L, T, I and this, you can add some more letters here like H, like A. And here also, if whatever approach you follow, in both the ways, in both of the cases, we can start 2 letter, 3 letter blending. And again, don't rush after the results. Again, your main focus should only be the letter sounds and the recognition. Okay, this is what all we are doing with a 3-year-old child, but you cannot expect कि वो बहुत जल्दी से blending सीख जाएंगे, or they are going to, give, maybe if it is a class of 10 kids out of 10, you can expect 4 or 5 to catch blending. Rest 5 might struggle, but it's okay. At least they are listening. So if they are listening, then definitely you are working on their listening skill, phonemic awareness, spoken. Okay, if they're not able to blend, it's fine. But these two still, they are working on this. So don't give up your hope. Right? So letter sounds, letter names, recognition of lowercase, and also we can start telling them about small sight words, like what kind of sight words, and what are sight words, what are high frequency words, what are tricky words. This all is covered in the phonics training that we do. Sight words जैसे कि I, single A, because they have started learning 2 letter blending, तो am, an, in, ठीक है, ये वाले sight words हम and, in, on, these kind of sight words can be done. Right? If they are learning blending, of course you can. Plus, what should you do? Because they can, all of them can speak at the age of 3. Make them speak sentences, spoken sentences. Okay, so this has to be done. So spoken sentences, like if you're teaching them the sound of A says ah, 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 alligator. Can you speak something about an alligator? So this is how you're even increasing their vocabulary. They will get more words into their vocab. ठीक है, उनको और vocabulary आएगी. They will be able to speak sentences, which means later they can write also. They can frame sentences. So for sentences, when a 6-year-old child is struggling writing sentences, we say, oh no, the child cannot even write a simple sentence. Why? It's not the mistake of that child. It is that there were loopholes when the child was learning phonics, or reason is this only, right? So this is why it happens. So this is how we should work with a 3-year-old child. Okay. Now, after this, what else? Any questions so far? Let me just go and read your queries. If you have, explain. Okay, fine. So we don't have anything here. Let me go ahead. You can keep typing if you want me to. देखो कई बार what happens is that I might skip telling some important things, but with your questions I might it will help me to understand, and I might skip some important. ऐसा ही मैं अपनी trainings में भी बोलती हूँ कि if you will keep listening to me and not ask me questions, then you will just get knowledge what I'm, what I am speaking, telling. But if you ask me questions, then you will learn more. So please bombard that comment box with your questions. It's okay. Chaliye, now this is what now for now what do we have is, we have that either if you have moved like this A to Z sounds aapne karaye hain. So my child knows this. Now my child can even read am and can speak sentences. So then we will move to we can say this can be level 2. Okay, that was level 1. Level 2 can be with the age group of 4 years. Right now, because एक साल तो लगता ही है, it takes 1 year for a child to learn all the sounds and all. बहुत छोटे बच्चे हैं, 12 months, 11, 12 months we will consider. Then level 2 we can do with 4-year-old kids, where we can start with the concept of vowel, consonants. Okay, then how do you teach vowel consonants is again something which is covered in the phonics trainings that I take. Vowel consonants, and then we do CVC words here, and we do more sight words. Now here you can increase sight words to 3 letter sight words like THE, ARER, okay, was, and so on. All these list of sight words you will get in my incredible phonics book series, which has already been released on Amazon, and it's there on the Oswald's website as well. I will share the links with all of you. Level 1, level 2, level 3 is already released, and you will see that everything whatever I'm telling you here is covered there in very good sequence. Okay, sight words, and plus here we can also read decodable short passages. Now I'll just explain you that decodable passages. What are those? Like for example, you have taught them, like I said, CVC words. So you taught them vowel and consonants, and now you want to teach them all the A family, like vowel A is a CVC word. So at, am, app. Okay, so you are teaching this. So for that, what you've done at family. So in that book, or if not that book, otherwise also you have to do decodable passages like cat sat on a mat. The cat is fat. So this is how they are going to decode, and they are going to read as per the sounds that they have learned. So side by side, we will be teaching them decodable passages and then asking verbal questions that what was the name of that cat? Where was the cat sitting? So this is how they will understand, later when you expect them to write down the answers when they are in class 1, 2 for short stories, 2, 3. So if they are able to verbally answer you, then only they'll be able to write it, because writing is the last pillar of any language, of this last skill. LSRW, always follow that. Okay, decodable passages, and also we should be doing syllable division, like only verbal syllables. This also is not something which can be covered in a live, like all detail in syllables. Syllables means the beat of the word. Okay, the sounds. In, you can say sounds or you can say beats. Actually it should be beats in a word, and it all depends upon how many vowel sounds does a word has. Like if it is cat, it is going to be one syllable word. If it is rain, it is going to be one syllable word. But if it is let's say Batman, so this is going to have two syllables. Okay, because we have two vowel sounds: Batman, rain, cat. And how do you teach syllables is again something that is covered in detail in our training. So here again reminding that this is about the flow of phonics, and I want all of you to learn that how should we go, what should we avoid here also is something that while doing blending with kids, like for instance you're doing CVC blending. तो अभी हम क्या करते हैं sometimes if it is let me write down at family में if we are teaching the word sat, what are the correct sounds? While blending we should make sure that the sounds are correct, like it should not be sir at sat. So the pure sounds s, at, sat. Okay, so what should you avoid? You should avoid those extra sounds after every letter that usually children, and mostly in India, we teach like this. In schools, teachers are teaching like this. So we should avoid this. Okay, and we should also avoid writing. A lot of writing is not required. It comes when a child is 5, 6 years. It's okay if a child is writing the word sat only once in the notebook, is also fine. Okay, twice is also fine. Don't bombard child with lots of full page of at words, full page of, it's one time. If they write two times each word they write is okay, absolutely fine. And avoid like faster pace with them. You should always pace up as per your child's learning pattern. And there should be no duration to it. Just keep on doing it step by step. Keep on moving. Okay, so this is all about level 2. Vowels, how do you teach? Is something, again, there are few videos on my channel. A vowel story is there. Vowel consonant ka pura story hai. You can watch it and see that how it is taught. Everything has to be done in multi-sensory methods. Okay, now again, that is something which we can discuss in detail in the trainings. If you will ever, if you would ever want, let me know. Then this was level 2. Let's move to level 3. Level 3 is about blends, which are called consonant blends. ठीक है. Then you have digraphs. Now, blends are like fl, sl, all blends, SW, sn, sn. We have S blends, L blends, R blends, dr. All these are called consonant blends because two consonants together are producing one sound. Digraphs means two consonants, but then again, the sound is not like you cannot hear the C and H sound when you say ch, ch. It's a different, completely new sound. So that is called a digraph sound. But here you hear the F also and the L also. Full. So this is not a new sound. It's just that we blended it. This is the difference of consonant blends and digraphs. So this is what we have to do. We have to follow all the L blends first, then the S blend first. And then how will you do it? With every sound that you're doing, FL sound, for instance. So after introducing the sound, reading some words, the child will read a decodable passage with FL words. After every sound you teach has to be decodable passage. And now the kids are 5 plus, so they can even write down simple sentences. Okay, writing of, encourage them to make their own sentences, writing of simple sentences. All right. Writing of simple sentences, syllables, again with clapping, jumping, humming. You have to move to maybe 3 syllable words here. Do syllables, do more sight words. Here you can move sight words which are having 4 letter. 4 letter sight words पे आप move कर सकते हैं. Like with, them, they, all those. Okay. And when it comes to digraphs, then again digraph SH, CH, some of the I'm writing here. TH, both hard and soft sound, and we have some digraphs where we just hear the sound of one letter like KN and WR, and all these digraphs one by one by one by one. Keep doing them. As you do the sound, you do a decodable passage, writing of simple sentences, and all this. Then you move to the next sound, and then you do this. Okay, all this. So it's not that you're just, teaching sound FL one day, SL second day, third, and without decodable passages, without asking them questions, without introducing the sight words. So now do you understand that when I say a step-by-step comprehensive approach, what do I mean by that? We are not just teaching the sounds and words, but usually it is only done, which is why kids are struggling when they are in class 1 and 2. They are not able to write, make their own answers. They are not able to write down. They're not able to read. They are struggling. So this is what it is. Then, so in level 3, basically we cover this, and we can go to level 4 when a child is like, maybe this should take 4 or 5 months again. So level 4 is about, you can say 5.5 for a 6-year-old child, depending upon whatever the child already knows. And here we cover long sounds. So first step should be difference between short and long sounds, actually. Difference between short, long sounds. They should first taught this. They should first be taught this. Short, long sounds. How can they identify which one is a short sound, which one is a bit, means between? Short, long sounds of vowels. I'm talking about it. तो अगर उन्हें पता ही नहीं होगा, if the children, they don't know what is the difference between short and long sounds of vowels, then it's a big problem, because now we are going to teach them the long sounds. Long sounds, alternative sounds. This is what we teach here. Again, with the decodable stories. You can say comprehension also, like decodable stories, like a comprehension, only they read, they answer some questions. Then syllables, chalta rahega. Syllables will keep on, we'll keep on doing clapping, humming. We can do it with bigger words side by side. And again, sight words. Here you can move to sight words which are maybe 4 letters or bigger than that, 5 letter sight words, या कुछ और थोड़े बड़े sight words हम ले सकते हैं. Again, the list of sight words is very well organized in the books that we have created. Incredible Phonics. Level 1, level 2, level 3 already out. Level 4, we are working on it and will be released soon. Okay, so this is what you do. And then once the children know what are alternative sounds, what are long sounds. Long sounds are like, if you let's read the words here, like rain, tray, Okay, then sleigh, and then baby. If I write down, and then I write down, oh, what all long A sound is left here. Yeah, magic E sound. Cake. So there are different ways in which you can write down the same sound. Long sound is when you hear the name of the vowel and not the sound that they have learned. A and A. Now, there are no specific rules when to write which one, but there are many hints, and there is a way to teach where kids will learn that, okay, where should I write AI, AY, EIGH, all those tips. So, we discuss. So, these are called long sounds and also the alternatives. These are alternatives of each other, right? So, and then you should move to E. Like you can even go like this. First A ke sare long sounds kara diye. Then you will move to E's, all the long sounds. A, then you will move to I's, all the long sounds. Then you should also do homophones here, this which is also very important. So write it here. Homophones, like what are homophones? We have words which has the same sound but different meanings. For example, tail and tail. Once you are done with your, this is TAIL and this is TALE. Once you are done with your whole group, you should be doing homophones so that they understand that even with the different combinations, the meaning of the word changes. And you have, these are also covered in the book, which we have. And also encourage them to form sentences on these also so that they understand what is the meaning of these words, right? So this has to be covered in level 4. And also after doing this, in level 4 only we cover diphthongs. Diphthongs are sounds where two vowels are together and making a sound which has the mouth movement, like if it is aw and if it is oi. So your mouth position changes actually when you say the diphthong sounds. Otherwise, your mouth positions does not change when you say long sounds or when you say digraph sounds, when you say blend sounds. But here it changes. Oi. Try to say that. Your mouth position was aw and then it changes to eh. When you say aw, your jaw drops down completely. So these are diphthong sounds. Again, every sound you do, if you're doing AI, you not only do the words, you will read the comprehension and you are going to ask questions. You are going to introduce the sight words. So everything goes hand in hand in hand. ठीक है, साथ साथ हमें चलना है. Same with diphthong sounds. There are 6 diphthong sounds. Okay. So this was level 4. And once this is completed, then you can start with your spelling rules. We have Master Book of Spelling Rules. I am sure you must have bought it from us. It's like a blessing for teachers to have. So spelling rules. After this, you'll move to spelling rules. Basic spelling rules first, just like sounds of C or K, or CK. Okay, ending sound, beginning sound, or CK. Then floss rule. Then you can do. Uh, there are other rules. 9 to 10 basic rules first, and then you can move to the advanced rules. So this is what is the correct flow of phonics. Tell me if you have any questions now. What all would you want to ask me here? It's all open for the discussion. If you have any questions, do let me know. Type it here and I will answer them. Waiting for your messages. Also, let me know that if this was helpful for all of you to understand कि कैसे phonics पढ़ाना है. How do we teach phonics? Step by step approach. And for any one of you if interested to enroll for the detailed phonics workshop, you can contact me on my mobile 8076202804. Drop a message. I just posted my number in the comment section. Drop me a message also about the books. Let me just show you one book here. I have that hard copy. I can show you the level 2's book. Okay. Just a moment. Meanwhile, please, you can type your questions. So when I told you about level 2, this is how our incredible phonics book level 2 looks like. I told you that you have to start with the story of, now when you see the content, you will have, यहाँ पे सारा is everything is mentioned that in level 1 what all has to be done, in level 2 what all has to be do, what all has to be done. So here is the story of vowels and consonants. There is a little activity which teachers can do with children. This is the picture story of how to teach vowel consonant, and then there are a lot of worksheets for vowel consonant practice. And then you, like how I was telling you about the decodable passages. So, like we started with at family. Okay, so at family introduction is there, and then you have the words here. Now, will you see children can write it two times? We do not need to tell them more, write down the whole page and look at the picture, also, they will understand the words. Then their next page has a short passage, decodable passage. So, they'll read this passage, and then you can ask them some questions, basic questions, and they can write down the answers. They can do a bit of drawing also here. Let's draw a cat and a rat over here. So again, a little written practice is there, which a child only has to write twice. A lot of gap is given so that children can write easily. Okay, then starts the ab family, and then once two three families are done, mixed practice is given. It's like this, writing practice of mixed words. Okay, so this has all the families, and towards the end you will see the blending CBC words. You will see more here. So these books are available on Amazon. I will share, and also have tagged these books here in this live as well. You can explore from, it's the Flipkart's link is there. Decodable passages also in the level books. Yes, decodable passages are also in the books. Okay. So further, any questions? This live will definitely be saved in my on my channel. So if you would want, if you've joined in the middle, if you want to go ahead throughout the complete session once again, you can definitely go and watch this again. So yes, any other things, any other questions, any queries, so that we should be ending now here. Okay, perfect. I don't see any other questions. Thank you for your time. Thank you for taking out your time. And I will come up with more lives where you can ask me any questions and you can learn things from me directly. Thank you. See you sometime very soon. Bye bye. Take care.